Muchas gracias. I want to, for this moment, let us all do this together. We're going to acknowledge and bless the space. Now it's for the people, and it's by the people here at Hammer Theater Space and San Jose, Cal State, San Jose. Beautiful production. So let's do that. And I wrote a poem today for this, for the blessing, for the offering of so much talent, so much creativity, puro corazón, a lot of heart, a lot of life, a lot of expression that makes us grow, what makes us continue, what gives us inspiration, and what can change our life, as my life was changed when I saw the teatro, Una Saponara en la Escuela, and many more productions by the Valdez Teatro Campesino, and all the artwork by mujeres y hombres, men and women in the arts and poetry. This is called We Say, Let Us Gather. We say, let us gather in a flourishing way. We say, let us stand tall and touch tender. Let us bow to all. Let us say, unity. Everyone say unity. Unity. Let us say compassion. Compassion. Let us say kindness. Kindness. Wand, heal us. Kindness, wand, heal us. Let us open our gestures, infinite and all-embracing chords and voices. Harmonies and drums and zapateados, and ribbons and colors in unison, in star-shaped forms in teatro, dance and teatro song. Let us say flower and song in Xochitl Inquicato. These words, where we find our lives, offer our lives, we come together as we have come tonight. Under turquoise, above adobe, sustenance, tres, cuatro, cantantes, singers, guitarra, bass, ukulele, happiness, Donatiu, Haleakala, sun and volcano, fire and water, Waikiki, moon, glimmer, sunlight, spirit, for a purpose, for humanity. Let us say that too. For a purpose, for humanity, we make our offering, we give our movement, we find the pupuri, this essence in our hands, now in our hands, our águila, our eagle rising freedom.
Please help me welcome Alan Soldowski.
Thanks, Kathy. Well, look around. Isn't this wonderful? Wasn't that wonderful, the pachanga? And the Paseo poets in the lobby couldn't be better. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. I'm actually here to introduce the real MC, but before I do that, I have some more sponsors to thank. The people who made Legacy of Poetry Day possible once again. First of all, AS, the Associated Students of San Jose State University, thank you very much. Student involvement, they're the ones that get new students started at San Jose State and make the freshman experience bearable. We have a little form, a questionnaire that asks, what was your experience like? Please fill it out and leave it for the people at in the lobby as you go, because we need to know, did you like what you saw tonight? Did you? Yeah. We also want to thank the Center for Literary Arts and its director, Kathy Miller. And we have to say also a big thank you to the President's Office at San Jose State, the Academic Senate, the Department of English and Comparative Literature, and to our students in the Poets and Writers Coalition. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And a big thank you to our event partners, Poetry Center San Jose. Let's hear it for them. And Mafla, we're having a special opening on First Friday tomorrow, so the festival continues. I'd also like to recognize members of the San Jose Arts Commission who have joined us tonight. Would the Honorable Arts Commissioners please stand and be acknowledged? There is art in Silicon Valley, and there's lots of it in in San Jose State. It's now my pleasure to introduce tonight's MC, someone who is a Willow Book Prize-winning poet, a graduate of San Jose State University's English and Comparative Literature Department and the MFA program at the University of Pittsburgh, that's in PA, and who has taught creative writing for 2 years at Guangzhou University in China, and who is now back in California and is the host of her own radio show, Out of Our Minds, on KKUP-FM in Cupertino on Wednesday nights. Please give a warm welcome to tonight's MC, the unofficial poet laureate of San Benito County, Rochelle Escamilla. Hey, Rochelle, did you read any poem?
I have a poem.
Should she read a poem before we start? You want to hear Rochelle Escamilla read a poem? Let's do it, Rochelle.
All right, Alan, thank you. And thank you, San Jose, and thank you, San Jose State. And I just want to say that I'm so grateful that the Poets and Writers Coalition is still going, and it's still going because of Alan. It really is. And it's still going because of the students, too. So, all right, well, the theme is the way to San Jose. So, the way I San Jose was done like I thought I had made it. I was amongst the minds of the elite, and since I'd made it, I'd be welcome. But my way to San Jose was stopped. My thoughts corrected the canon of their world. My world disregarded conceptualizations of Basquatchin and the local American struggle. So my way to San Jose, like my way to everywhere, was blind. 40 hours a week as a preschool teacher, watching the work pile higher and higher. The trenches for some were deep, but mine felt like the Monterey Canyon, like Fremont's Peak. So the ways to San Jose didn't change until I made my own way at San Jose. And that's where the PWC came from, the desire to find voices and struggles that were similar to my own, to find the symbolic representation of the self in someone. And that someone was not white because I'm not white. And my struggle, although aspects may resemble the struggle of that which the superior culture deems the American dream, my dream is not the same. And the symbolic annihilation of writers of color in my studies was enough. It was enough. Our minds together found voices like no other. And by virtue of searching for the new, we found it in the legacy of the few poets whose brown faces allowed me the opportunity to see something and to become the thing which I wanted to see. And I still found room for Elizabeth Bishop. I am so honored to be here tonight. I can't even tell you how honored I feel. Well, anyway, the first people up tonight, the first amazing poets up tonight are Al Young, Sally Ashton, and Arlene Viala. And so first, please, let's bring Al Young up with a big round of applause. California Poet Laureate Emeritus.
Muy buenas. Muy buenas noches. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Juan Felipe Herrera was truly a great poet. He was also a great spirit. And the poem that you're about to hear was commissioned from May 2009 for the occasion of the 150th anniversary of this institution. That's gone through several name changes. It used to be a normal school back in the 19th century. Then it became San Jose College. It had a route before it did. Now, normal was first, then it had something in between State University. I think it was college. But at any rate, Edwin Martin and Henry Bland Mead, Mead Bland, were two outstanding poets and teachers of poetry at this institution and launched several generations of poets right from here. Edwin Markham is best known for a poem that we were forced to read when I was a kid. It was in all the textbooks, called The Man with the Hoe. And H-O-E is what I'm talking about. And he was quite the humanitarian and quite the fighter for social justice and for inclusivity. That's a terrible word. Inclusion. When I was commissioned to write this poem, I tried to bring the spirit of each of them, and both of them, into it. And Juan Felipe Herrera shares that spirit, and he's one of the most inclusive contemporary poets. Most poets are in the confessional mode, they only write about themselves, as if, there's such thing as oneself. We only know ourselves in relation to everything else that's around us. What I love about Juan Felipe's work is that he's always identifying with everyone else. That is, instead of seeing his surroundings as something that's an extension of him, he is actually a product of everything else that's around. And whether he's talking about family or literary friends, whether he's delivering a eulogy or he's looking at clouds. I was looking at clouds in the train in the Amtrak on the way here this afternoon, and I've been reading this wonderful book of his called Notes on the Assemblage, which I'm sure you'll probably read from. And the clouds seem to conform to the way Juan Felipe was describing them. He was the clouds. Clouds were him, and just as mutable and just as evanescent as our lives are. What gave me great pleasure to blurb his latest book, and this is what I said, because I've known this guy since the 60s, certainly since the early 70s, since he was a kid, in my view, because I was born in 1939. He was born in 1948. There's no one like him. He's the only poet I know who has so many kids, 4 kids, and he's married to a wonderful poet wife, Margarita Robles, and they have loved each other for a long time. You can find out when Rochelle introduces him his brilliant achievements and accomplishments, which are so extensive, they're unbelievable. I suggest you go to the Wikipedia industry, tiny print, print that sucker out. It runs quite a few pages. At home with field workers, wage slaves, the homeless, little children, old folks, artists, traditionalists, the avant-garde, students, scholars, and prisoners. The bilingual Juan Felipe Herrera is the real thing. Populist treasure. Bravo, bravo. It's okay, bravo. LA is a great big freeway. Piano. LA is a great big freeway. Put 100 down and buy a car. You can sing along. In a week, maybe 2, they'll make you a star. Years turn in. Let's see. Months turn into years. They go so fast. And other stars that never were are parking cars and pumping gas. Boom, boom, boom. Of course, that's the Burt Bacharach smash hit of the 1970s that prompts the title of this poem, Ways and Ways to San Jose, which begins with an epigraph from Edwin Markham, a hero to this campus and to poetry. He drew a circle that shut me out, heretic, a rebel, a thing to flout, but love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took him in. These endless ways to San Jose, ways and ways and ways and ways that start and end in the heart. Geometric space-time floors us every time. So 4th and 5th dimensions simply slap us around. Length and width and height we grasp, but mix it up with time and we go blind. Go no further, we say. I need to burn a disk. And yet, physicists, mathematicians, glad you got that. And yet, physicists, mathematicians, Buddhists, nudists, poets, painters, dancers, musicians, they get it. Filmmakers get it. Storytellers. Time stretches and bends. Life neither ends nor begins at the where or what, nor at winning points we'd like. So what to do? Markham loved the underdog. We jail and kill and cut. So how to link our wind-toxic, sky-blasted, fear-bloated blues and the cannibal gobbledygook look, scent, and taste of our time, twisted views to American populists' poetry of the used to be. Sticking to the who, the why, the how long enough to come back to the endangered now, we come back home. We come back breathless. Relativity, you whisper. Relatedness, I think. The man with the home, that's all most 10-year-olds need to hear. So what's the big deal? Is this poet for real? That alludes to the fact that when I cite that title, junior high schools or grade schools, everybody starts giggling because the only whole they know is, you know what that is. Babies reared on scrap irony and bubble wrap opinions suffer from space-time paralysis, distortion. Emotion time shines and groans on them alone. They didn't come nowhere. Back all the way from Dreamtime to Eden, they came of us. To eyeball a video of somebody tilling is the same as turning the poisoned soil. The muscle and grit, your gristle and sweat to keep your house from falling down. To care where food comes from, where your fruit comes from, where clothes come from, your car, your gin, your medicine, your loving kin, your friendly zen. Exactly how one's great-grandmother's great-grandmother snuggled her babies and fought vigilantes of a particular morning by a particular stream in the flow and turbulence of timelessness. This tilts the light of one bright hummingbird right here. We neither understand nor know enough to care. What Edwin Markham circled in instead of circling out, I'm sorry, when Edwin Markham circled in instead of circling out, he split one evil axis with his pen. Love was his ace. The very day at the State Normal School at San Jose that Henry B. Bland, in Spacetime, 1899, began to teach the art of reading poems and stories, and later the craft and path to making them. He was handing out love tickets. Without readers, writers ride out a lonesome trip. I'm the yellow of ripening grain, Bland, the poet, confided in Sierra Pan, for which Markham penned the foreword. Let's hear it for the spirit that suspends and sustains us. Let's hear it for years, for the weight of all the centuries, the millennia it takes for us to get the feel again, again, and again, and again, the length of each chain, the feel of each link that hooks us into each other. These endless ways to San Jose, ways and ways and ways and ways, start and end in the heart. Thank you so much.
Teaching as well as poetry. And the poem I'm going to read is a poem that I've written just this semester during spring break. Well, many of my own interests informed the poem, particularly the title. My students and our discussions over the semester really became fuel for the poem in the language of the class that we've been talking about. What informs your poem? What is going to
bring it to life. And my students have been very much my fuel, and I really appreciate those of you who are here. I know some of my students are here, but for lots of different reasons. They've been dancing and singing and selling books. And so it's to them that I dedicate my reading tonight. The title is taken from the title of a Jefferson Starship song by Paul Kantner, written in 1972. Have you seen the stars tonight? But even at this elevation, up among the pines and 45 years later, so few to be seen. The northern hemisphere's once major constellations, dimmed to pale pinkling lights. I tell you, I could barely find the Big Dipper. Great gaps of gray night stretched between its numbed astral points. Where is night's true ink and dazzle? The Milky Way, thick as cloud. On my handheld screen, I call up the birth of planets, wheeling starscapes filled at magnifications bordering the absurd, fully orchestrated to render a universe more real than I have ever seen bare-eyed, even before my days of faltering vision. I know they are overhead, or rightly, Earth, our only starship home, drifts among billions of fiery lights, and I would like to look at them from here. Starlight, starlight, but it is just a child calling her lost dog, and I in love with the faded stars.
What it offered me was the ability to remember the importance of what I feel is going on here tonight with Juan Felipe, with Young and everybody here, starting with the students at 5 o'clock out at the, it's called Kwendahan, and it's about talking story, and it's for all of us to remember to lift each other up, to spend some time talking story with each other and to lift each other up. And also, it starts with a song for Prince, one of Prince's songs. So I know there's songbirds out here. I can't see you, Ramona Snyder, but please feel free to sing along. This poem was written actually the night after he passed. All 7 and we'll watch them fall. They stand in the way of love and we will smoke them all with an intellect and a savoir-faire. No one in the whole universe will ever compare. I am yours now, you are mine, and together we'll love through all space and time. So don't cry, one day I'll surrender. 1. I saw an angel coming down into me. She looked me in the eye, pointed with her lips to the Tandoi rum on the table, so I quickly poured her a shot. She slammed it and sat down next to me. Sige, make cuento, she said. I told her that I wanted to, but confessed I couldn't speak the language. Ay, puñeta, she said, and she grabbed my wrist. 2. She pulled a small glass jar of sand from her pocket, told me to pour a few grains of sand, a few grains of homeland into the palm of my hand, to taste them with my tongue and swallow my false lack of memories. Sige, make cuento. If you must, speak to me only in lyrics. 3. Last spring, we found ourselves at yet another wake. Lula Charing piercing eardrums again with her familiar wailing, while we, the cousins, chose Hennessy in the parking lot over holy water veins. Bamba, my niece, had just turned 19. 4. The things we don't talk about. How my cousin discovered God just after her daughter took God into her own hands and choked him out. 5. Anak Nalasi, daughter of thunder. I never asked who whispered in her ear that night, suggesting she silence the thunder of voices in her head. I don't count the number of times the women in my family have been beckoned into the hallway by the same whisper. 6. Watch the voices fall. You're not Filipino enough, they say. You're American born. You're American. But as I breathe here in San Jose, I breathe with the Frisco 5 in the city where I was born, and I breathe through my mother's cuentos of Mapangan, Pangasinan. 7. I know too much. The place of trauma trolling me through the landscapes. I need to build altars and pages of laughter. So sit with me a while. Let's pour one out for Bamba, for Prince, for Maurice White, for Kuya Jun. Let's pour one out for Alex Nieto, for Manang Al Robles, for Virginia de Araujo, for Francisco X. Alarcon. Let's pour one out for those whose names we think we have forgotten, but whose spirits we have ingested like Pele's tears. Stay here with me a while. Together we'll laugh through all space and time, so don't cry. When they're all said, we'll die. Washington.
The next 3 leaders are from Los Gatos, so they're representing there. Prathenia Hicks, Erica Goss, and Stan Garber. So welcome, Prathenia.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be a part of this fantastic day and evening and celebration. I want to tell you that the poem I'm about to read, it actually began a couple of years ago when I was trying to learn about dirt. And that actually is a story that is too long for me to tell you tonight. But dirt led me to learn about water. And water took me to river. And river took me to California history. And we all know that that is a mixed lesson. And from that walk, this language began to rise up inside me, and I felt that I was speaking to those I have not ever met. And so my poem is dedicated to all of those people who tried, who wanted to get here, but who never actually made it to San Jose. Crossing San Pedro River. The first step is into alluvial swirls of dirty fear. Every step is a step into the holy in-between, a purgatory of longing, the stealth of crossing to the other side that glows like a black sky spread with unknowable stars. Arms plow their heaviness like cargo through waters that sink of dirty failure. If there is a new day, the sun will rise, bake bricks and mortar. The waters will drop their luggage onto a dance floor made of sand. The dirt and fiber of the land will reach out like a fist, punch the visceral memory bank, awaken the ancestors, praise them into the days of the celebrated dead. If the sun does not rise, paper wasps still hang in the trees, excrete their homes from bits of wood and fiber. The broken river pulls back into herself like the Holy Mother takes all, cartel and river rat, angel and faceless father. At night, the smiling skeleton dances on the watery graves, the dirt and oily silk of separation.
Hi, everybody. I came to San Jose, well, actually, to Los Gatos. I'm in the middle of the cats thing. You're cat number 2. I came in 1985, and I totally meant to stay for 1 year. I was going to make my fortune in the high-tech industry and get the hell out of here. And it's been 31 years. So, this first poem is a response to a poem I wrote a couple of years ago that was called Encontrado, which is the Spanish word for lost. This poem is, Spanish word for found. This poem is called Verloren, which is the German word for lost. As a child, I'd hide under the kitchen table and announce, I'm going away now. My father always said, don't forget to write. But my mother pretended to cry until I begged her to stop, my own eyes wet with tears. I want to drive a car as far as it will go, hear the final fatal pop as a rod impales the engine block, leave the door wide open, my purse and money on the seat. I want to hide in the bushes until help comes, watch strangers peer at my license, thumb pictures of my family. I hear them read the back of a photo, Jamie, age 8, in smudged ballpoint. They twirl my lipstick, finger my pillboxes, touch scraps of paper, then fan out, looking for me, absorbed, diligent, the way a baker makes bread, with a certain purpose, a drive to finish the task. I wonder when I should step from the shadows, twigs in my hair, a long scratch down one cheek. I wonder when the joyous reunion will start. This one, thank you so much. And this one is called The Editor Late at Night, and I wrote it one night late while I was editing poems for Seizure magazine, which is a job I used to do, and a lot of us poet writers here have done this job. At midnight, I fall in love with Paul. The way he writes, I know he's handsome. He hooks me briefly and makes me ashamed of how I gush over his poem after only reading it 3 times, failing to notice the blatant ripoff of Raymond Carver and how he managed to squirm in a line about feathers. I think about Paul's lovely decayed elbows crooked on his desk, head hung over his latest poem, imagining me reading it. I'm a little sweaty, a little damp, so I split another envelope at 1 a.m. and see that John is better, rumpled but ardent in a way that Paul can never be. John, I can tell, loves women, and I admit I love worship, but Paul keeps tugging at my attention, wins me over again and again, makes me apologize for my sensible flirtation with John, who writes about a restaurant at a cold night. But Paul stands outside, his face a smear behind the steamy window. He makes grand gestures that I secretly delight in. While John pays the check, I wink at the ghostly image of Paul, make full promises, foolish promises, ask for another submission, ignore the fact that John has a job and a book coming out in the fall.
And I'm a middle school principal. So ways and ways to San Jose conjures like angry teenage poetry for me. Always getting bossed around, decisions are made for me. Never getting to do what I want, maybe someday they will see. And I'm a person who knows what I want. I can make a decision that's right. And if left alone to decide for myself, I won't always get in a fight. I wish that my parents trusted me more. Am I a criminal because I'm a teen? What if I chose to do something different, be part of some other routine? They don't know what it's like to be me. Sometimes I don't think they care. Or maybe they do, and it's not their fault that life is completely unfair.
So I'm happy to announce the poet laureates from Cupertino, and if you didn't know, KKUP, the licensed title is KKUP Cupertino, 91.5 FM. So I'm stoked to bring you on out here. We've got David Denny and Jennifer Swanton Brown on the next round. So.
Poem about transformation. Marc Chagall comes to Cupertino, California. Until Chagall set up his easel in my backyard, I hadn't noticed the depth of blue swirling in our sky. Until that strange little man called Chagall came, I never realized how many angels we had hiding in the tomato bushes. No wonder they're so delicious. And what an impoverished life I led before Chagall cried, "How can a man live without chickens?" And now a flaming red rooster hides in the plum tree. Until Chagall showed up with his palette in hand, I never saw how much my meager barbecue resembled the Ark of the Covenant. Never knew that my cat was really a sphinx. Never heard the orchestra tuning its instruments within our redwood fence. See how my wife now flies above the rooftop? Look, the smoke curling from the chimney resembles a chorus line of Cossacks dancing the troika. Until Chagall set up his easel in my backyard, I mistook this hotbed voodoo lounge at the center of the hyperventilating universe for a bland little house in a bland little suburb in the big bland state of California.
We were invited, we three, David and myself and Amanda Williamson, and she couldn't be here at the very last minute, and Alan is allowing me to read Amanda's poem, so I'm going to pretend I'm Amanda Williamson for a minute, and then I'll read mine. And Amanda said she didn't have any poems about San Jose, and she didn't have any poems about California yet, but she did have one about her cat. And we agreed that your cat is like your home, so that goes with a theme. And this is for Petra, Amanda's cat, and it's called Hang On a Little Bit Longer, Honey. Shortly after we are married, my husband gets me to say that if he and my cat were dangling from a cliff and I could only save one, that I would save him. We are in bed when I say this. I know already you can see where this is going. He's been asking me for some time, and when we were engaged, I always said the cat. But now I say, I would save you, honey. He's curled up behind me, his knees to my thighs, the smooth tops of his feet pressed to the bottoms of mine. He has nice feet. I would save you, I say, and he pulls me tight into his chest. And I pull the cat to mine. Now, you have to understand that this cat and I go way back. I'm talking about Hamburger Helper when I couldn't afford the hamburger, and an apartment where a bat flew into the bathroom one time. but that's another poem. What I want to say here is that the cat burrows under the covers, turning in her usual circles, and lifts her pink nose to mine. She weighs 14 pounds. Most of that was put there by me and by mayonnaise, but I never mention that to the vet because she really likes it. Don't judge. I kiss my cat's cool ears and smell her head, and she thrums hard against my chest. Cats do this, you know, to heal one another. Saw it on a nature show. In a colony, they gather around the downed one and purr it back to life or into the next. It's a good send-off. So I ask you, what doesn't this cat know of love? She is patient and solid as a bowling ball, and she looks at me in green certainty, like she would at the cliff if her clipped claws were slipping on the rock. So thank you on behalf of Amanda, and I'll be very happy to tell her how much you applauded for her. I have two very short poems. I was prepared to read a poem I wrote about living in Cupertino, which is one of those places that no one's ever heard of until a very large computer company lands on it like a spaceship. Cupertino is a place where the deer eat your roses, and if there is a wild bird, it might empty your goldfish pond. But I actually wrote a poem in the car on the way down here on the highway. So I'm going to read that one. And then I'll read the other short one, because I write a lot of poems in my car, which is how I get to San Jose. So this is written on the way to San Jose, and it is kind of a mess, but okay. My team. Anne gets tears in her tired eyes, telling me about her grandson, 13 years, who looks like my son, 20 today, mostly in the hair and the shoulders, water polo players. And did I know in some countries they wrap cigarette packs with pictures of what can kill you? Patty tears up recalling the bags of spoiled fruit and the basket of moldy shallots, and how even though she put it all behind her years ago, the grief and anger came flooding back. Our mothers are dying. Our mothers are already gone. Michelle speaks confidently of her 3 daughters. They are brave, innocent. They have plans, already reworked several times. How much she trusts them. Her hands are cold when I reach for them on the red tablecloth. I'm so glad I can tell you how sad I am, I say. We are apologizing for our love. I want to get t-shirts made that say, "Team, tell the truth and fix stuff." How many will I need? My team, my home. Thank you. I feel like I've been up here a really long time already, but this is about, I think, how beautiful the Santa Clara Valley is. So I'm hoping they're going to indulge me. I'll read it really fast. Birthday with horses. How do the horses know where to stand? So the bay shimmers right behind them, and Mount Diablo rises above that watery basin centered like a waiting wedding cake. Cresting Page Mill Road, 10 a.m., I come this way every day. How do they know? Dozens of horses where to stand. The sky is widest there. They are all the colors of Santa Clara Valley in September. For your birthday, I notice them and tell you, you have lived here all your life, and you know, too, where to stand. Hello, love.
Thank you. Next we have Caroline Goodwin from San Mateo County and Alejandro Murguia from San Francisco.
Hi everybody. I'm going to read a poem that I wrote after I took a walk along the Bay Trail in Redwood City. And I did a little bit of research and just found out that the port of Redwood City is the largest deep water port in the South Bay. And it's also where, in 1918, the very first concrete ship that was ever built in the United States was constructed and launched. And that ship was called the SS Faith. And I guess it made a great big splash when it went into the water. So, kind of a list poem called At Redwood Creek. It's the creek where the willow finds water, the moth its shelter and cocoon, the mallards and the toyon, the nuthatch and trillium, and every bay laurel and iris root and bulb finding shade. The changing moon, the baskets of lilacs and stars, the chaparral. An old friend coming through town, embracing you at the gate, the past in his face, in his words, where the bay and the salt marsh meet. All day the flatbeds and rail cars moving north and south along the wharves, and the site of the faith and good grade limestone and cranes, oysters and the silos and the riprap and shining foxtail, where a child wakes up to the sound of the black-crowned night heron, to its eye a red bee, its yellow feet. Where this new daybreak is finding the voice of the woman at the corner store, her smile and her history, finding Main Street and the remains of all the shells speaking at once, a quiet chorus, a hill of cordgrass, a handshake, an elder, a winter wren calling into the sunlight on the turnstone and the turn, on the skate park and bike path and mural, the strollers on the path and on the docks, the circling hawk, the slug and pearl, the salamander and eel, this riffle and tributary, this painted reflection, this music, finding every heart, good morning, every human lifetime, good evening, one maidenhair fern and flowering maple, one stone crop and quail bush and sedge and tower and freighter and family in a common language of water, of the sunset, holding every root between us, riotous and bright. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Alejandro Murguia, and I've been accused of being a poet. And I decided today I would just kind of improvise a set for you based on whatever the other performances were. So I'll start with my own riff off of Luis Valdez's own poem. His is called Mi California, and this one is called Oh, California. Se fueron por el camino real, ese largo y triste camino de gritos cargados con frijol y maíz, and they arrived in lower down Chevy Ramplas con gafas, fileros, dreaming about the high life, tomando botellas de tequila que decían Made in Mexico, hablando 3 palabras de inglés, apple pie y coffee, y cantando vámonos a California, vámonos a California. Se iban por el alambre indios de calzón blanco y barache y aterrizaban pollos pachucos perdidos, vatos locos con tatuajes mágicos de vida y muerte, esperando en las esquinas el big hit, the 5 and 10 of Caliente Racetrack that never came, cabuleando, esta sí es la vida hacha, cucaracha, and singing, vámonos a California, vámonos a California. They came from New York, the Big Apple, to the Big Orange. Yorubas, jíbaros, borinqueños, piel color café oscuro, ojos de verde cocodrilo y un catatum tum tum, de viejas selvas ancestrales, but now with a pocket full of canceled tickets to the promised land. They were singing, vámonos, vámonos, vámonos a California. I put that one out of the archive for my uncle father, Juan Felipe Herrera. We practically grew up together. We were yelling brown buffaloes lots of time. Y tú sabes, a veces los poemas me caen en español y a veces los poemas me caen en inglés, pero, y a veces bilingües, pero aparte de cómo me caen, yo nunca sé de dónde vienen. Siempre son un misterio para mí de dónde llegan los poemas. And for those of you that are linguistically challenged, well, what I said was, I hope the Warriors keep winning. It's truly a pleasure and an honor to be here to celebrate my compadre Juan Felipe Herrera, one of the great voices and poets of our generation and our times. Thank you so much for all your work, Juan Felipe. I'm going to close this set by another act that was inspired. I totally enjoyed the shocking play. I thought that was totally innovative, brilliant, and informative. And this is my own take on that story. Well, they evicted Mia from her storefront on Valencia. Then they burned down the apartments on 22nd Street. The good die young, and isn't it a pity? But the beat goes on in Silicon City. You're a stranger now in your hometown with strange faces on once familiar streets and strange shadows at 4 o'clock and cops, strangers on a strange beat. And the days and nights are mostly gritty, but hey, it's okay. You're hanging in Silicon City. So I've been told that everything that rises must fall, and that the wicked shall be denied. But nowadays, you don't know who to trust, and watch out, you don't get run over by a Google bus. It feels that way, all down and dirty in the heartless heart of Silicon City. Now, everybody knows the center cannot hold. The center cannot hold, but prophecy is cheap and fortunes are slippery. So, baby, get your high heel sneakers and your black beret on, because tonight we face the music in Silicon City. Yeah.
So it's my great honor and pleasure to announce Juan Felipe Herrera, who is the Poet Laureate of the United States of America. We are so lucky to be here tonight. So come on, you guys ready to
chair of the Arts Commission of San Jose, Peter Allen. He's got a gift.
Juan Felipe, I don't want to hold up the show, and I certainly don't want to keep these people from amazing poetry and more amazing poetry, but I do want to take a quick moment privilege on behalf of our city. As an artist myself, as a writer myself, and as a representative of the Arts Commission, many of whom are here with us tonight, and the Office of Cultural Affairs, and the City Council and our mayor, I want to thank you very much for all your service as our poet laureate and your service to arts in general. And I am going to present you tonight with a commendation, which has been signed by our entire council and the mayor. And to indulge me briefly, it'll be old news to you, I'm sure, but I'm going to read a couple lines from it so that folks can understand a little bit more of the significance of your contributions. Whereas Juan Felipe Herrera is a poet, writer, teacher, performance artist, and activist on behalf of migrant and indigenous communities and at-risk youth. He is the first Chicano Poet Laureate of the United States. Received numerous honors, including the International Latino Book Award, the National Book Critics Circle Award, fellowships from the Guggenheim Foundation, and the National Endowment for the Arts. Whereas Juan Felipe was elected a Chancellor for the Academy of American Poets in 2011, served as the Poet Laureate of the great state of California from 2012 until 2015, and was appointed the 2015 Poet Laureate of the United States of America. And whereas Juan Felipe has shaped the cultural, artistic, and social justice landscape of San Jose since the early 1980s, bringing theater performance, multidisciplinary poetry shows, and writers' collectives to San Jose. Therefore, Sam Liccardo, Mayor of the City of San Jose, together with my fellow council members, on this 5th day of May, 2016, Cinco de Mayo, do hereby recognize and commend Juan Felipe Herrera for your outstanding and invaluable contributions to San Jose. Muchas gracias, señor.
I show this for you because this really is for you. This really is for you. And the position that I hold really is all about you. And this is true, I feel, for all the poets that read tonight. I've known them for many years, not all of them. But I feel that they write for you. And they open their hearts for you. Year after year, throughout their lives, they make and dream and write and live and feel and crush through words on paper, words on screens, and dream about them and use little pieces of paper and big pieces of paper and dream about new things to say and work on them and see them, and that's what they do. And they're so good and so kind, and they get up here and they're so natural and fun and deep and sassy and sexy and who they really are. So all what I do comes from them as well, and they are my mentors, and I'm here for them, and for all of San Jose, all of the Bay Area, all of California, and just like them, for the world and for the universe. Let's give them a hand. Let's give them a hand. Okay? And my poetry bag got created. Look, it wound up itself with things. I have no idea how to even get the poems out of here. What happened here? And I'm also happy to hear Vamos a California by Alejandra and by everybody really on the poems that were read. And it just brought me to, things are falling now. It brought me to when I was seeing the poets up here, I said, yeah, that's what we do, you know. And when I was noticing that you were listening and kind of going with the groove of the poets and the poems and what was being done and how it was being said, I said, that's what we do. That's this thing called poetry. And I was feeling really good because, you know, I've been on the road quite a bit and meeting a lot of good people. And children and moms and fathers and signing books Oh, we have some oranges in there. Sandwiches. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing. In Florida, I met up with the public health workers that they'll go out throughout the eastern coast and provide services and resources for farm workers and migrants, all the way from South Florida all the way to Canada, to the border of Canada. And they invited me to come over to Memphis. They had a conference in Memphis. So they invited me there. So I met them and I was really inspired. So I'm just kind of giving you a short idea. And when I was in St. Petersburg, outside of St. Petersburg, and I went to Poinsett Elementary School, I saw a teacher from California who was really working hard to provide a bilingual class, and she was the only bilingual class perhaps in the whole school. So I was very happy to meet her and her students, and they had a big old serving of tacos and salsa for that day, and we did a mural. And those are beautiful efforts. So I see a lot of beautiful efforts in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I ended up with Somos un Pueblo Unido, which is an organizing group that organizes workers in the hotels, workers throughout the whole city, migrant workers or undocumented workers. And they work hard. This particular group, Somos un Pueblo Unido, and they actually have helped unionize a lot of the people that work those hard jobs. So I meet them as well. And of course I meet high school students and poetry clubs and on and on and on. So it's very inspiring. And it's like being in a tsunami of inspiration. And that's the experience. And that's what I'm feeling that's going on here. So, let us thank again all those that put together and worked for this beautiful effort today, for Pachanga, for the poetry coming together, the poets coming together, and designs, and posters. Alan Zaldowski, let's give out a big hand. And I was thinking about this thing called poetry, how it is in many ways friendship. Like Alejandro Murcia and Marlene Viana and many of the poets, and Al Young, I started knowing them for 1 minute, and then it was 1 day, and then it became decades. And it happened like this. Let's give another big bow to our arts people, arts council, arts commission here in San Jose that helps us promote all this and makes it possible as well. And we have some right here, okay? So muchas gracias. I'm going to read some of the poems some of the students mentioned. They said, hey, we're reading your book, and we really like this poem, and maybe you can, I said, what am I talking about? And then they said, well, Ayotzinapa. I go, oh man, that's a tough poem to read. And so I'm going to read Ayotzinapa as well. I'm going to read this for the students. Ayotzinapa, for the students, for Mexico, for the world. From Ayotzinapa, we were headed toward Iguala to say to the mayor that we wanted funds for our rural school for teachers. It was a protest for our school, that is all. Rural teachers, nothing more, nothing less. We were protesting for funds. That is all. We were surrounded by the police and their cronies. They fired their guns, they burned us, they dismembered us, and trash bags they threw us into the river here. We continued. We marched from here, from the bowels of Mexico, this river that floods all the schools and all the universities and all the floors of the emperor's palaces. We continue at 24 years of age. We make way through the massacre here, from where we were born and from where we died, toward all the cities in the world, toward all the students and teachers in the world, demonstrating on all the streets sprung open, incandescent. No one knew. No one saw it. We are leaving this number, 43 for you. Because there were 43 of us. We are not this one. Íbamos a Ayotzinapa hacia igual para decirle al alcalde que queríamos fondos para nuestra escuela rural para maestros y maestras. Era una protesta por nuestra escuela que es solo para maestros y maestras rurales, nada más, nada menos. Protestábamos solo por obtener algunos fondos. Fuimos rodeados de la policía y sus cómplices. Nos dispararon, quemaron. Nuestros cuerpos nos desmembraron en bolsas de basura, nos arrojaron al río, pero aún seguimos, aún marchando. Desde aquí, desde las entrañas de México, este río que inunda todos los salones, todas las universidades y todos los pisos de los palacios de los emperadores, aún seguimos. A los 24 años de edad nos abrimos. Paso a través de la masacre aquí, desde donde nacimos, desde donde morimos, hacia todas las ciudades del mundo, hacia todos los estudiantes y maestras y maestros del mundo protestando en todas las calles, súbitamente quebrando, incandescentes. Nadie supo, nadie lo vio. Aquí dejamos este número 43 para ti, porque éramos 43 nosotros. No somos desechados. You know, I guess that's what we all do. Yeah, that's what we all do. We all respond in our own way. And that is good. It's a good thing. As you know, we're doing tonight. Because we need your voices. And someone from the, I think it was Alan, I don't know. Was that you, Alan? Oh, it was another student. You don't want to hold down. it was a student that said, I don't know how you did, but wow, what's going on here? And this is the poem the student was talking about. But I was the one that saw it from Aftermath. L-M-O, no, L-M-N-O-L-M-N-O-M-N-N-O-W-N-O-O-0-0-0-0 I-E-I-E-R-S-N-E-C-N-T-S-P 0 number 14928.01. I didn't know what I was doing. From out of nowhere, it happened like that. I saw it all come down. I just kind of kept on talking and talking. Then I wasn't talking, but I was just still, standing there with my boots in a ditch. Number 930-288_9. I had this irrational detachment from everything that was going on. People were getting killed. The missiles were coming down. We were calling to the others, but they couldn't hear us or something. We were back there. Number 1265. They were just some people protesting. They were making ruckus. I think they had some kind of agenda. Wanted us to join them, but we were just trying to figure out what was going on in 00000000017. That's it. I was holding a baby. He wanted to get married. I was pointing at it. I saw it. Everyone else was down. Some were standing, but I was the one that saw it. I was saying, when you have a big concept and then it falls apart. And the concept was to talk about drones and to talk about numbers and patterns of numbers and letters, and as opposed to words and stories. And I had that idea, and I wanted to break it out into a poem and a book. And I wrote the book, and then it fell apart, and I ended up with like 10 pages to show this. The whole idea of numbers and letters and patterns and sequences in terms of coding, weaponized coding, that we have no access to, that then affects our lives in lethal ways, and the lives of human beings, the lives of human beings coding. And I was trying to deal with that. They got really big, it got so big, so then I just took some lines out and left it alone. And put the rest of the man slipped away and said, adios. But if that's the way it is, maybe I need to bring it back and just put it out and show it to you, and you can do what you want. Sometimes I go back and buy people's people. Well. Every now and then, as I travel, hotel after hotel, and train after train and plane, I find a laundry bag in a hotel. And when a poet finds a laundry bag with this really nice paper, we're not going to leave it at that. We're not going to leave it, right? We're not going to leave it at that. Something's going to happen here. So this is laundry bag poem. Laundry bag poem and route, April 29, 2016. Wash your poem one a day. And on your terms, most of them. Write while you wait. Poems all sizes except rug poems. We don't want any rug poems. We do not want rug poem. Poemas de tapete. No se atienden. 45 cents a poem. $1, 50 for 3 poems. Saturday special, close 1. We do altered poems on call. Some material not available. We'll make it up. 25 cents extra. 25 cents extra. English department, y'all? We do reserve the right to refuse service to ruly and unruly and ruler and roller poems. Here's a bonus. Poem hangers available. At no cost. Open at this time. Welcome. Dry clean poem blowout special. Se habla poemañol. You have all been provided, I've been asked to inform you, with a free poem at the other side of your broadside, newsletter, gazette, flyer, poster, informational device. Brought to you by Shockley Incorporated. And I've also been advised to invite you to perform in this quasi-democratic manner that's going to follow. Quasi is a cool word. That's the only reason I use it. We've been known to use words that, because of the way they sound. Quasi, everybody say quasi. And it turns into casi. Everybody go quasi, into casi, into Cassandra, into Canada, into calculus, into chicharron. That's when you hit the baseline. Okay, we're all gonna do this together. You guys ready? Okay, let's do this together, Okay, here we go. All three ways lead to San Jose. Okay, it was a very good rehearsal. Now we're gonna do it with all three. Do all three in a soprano voice, and do ways in a kind of bass baritone voice, ways like that. And then lead to, do like a singing way, lead to, like that. And San Jose, do it like the, like the Bay Area San Jose explosive style, okay? San Jose, San Jose, put some lumpia in it. Okay? Put some lumpia into it. Okay. You remember all that? Okay, here we go. We're gonna do it, San Jose. We're gonna do it right here. At the hammer. And then martillo. Martillo. Is that right? I have a martillo voice on it. Okay, really do it again. And then martillo. Yeah, there you go. Okay, you ready? You guys ready? Okay. Okay, what did I say about all three? That's soprano, and then bass, and lead to. And then San Jose with lumpia, pancit. Come on. Okay, because we're going to make it happen right now. This is the culmination. This is for Alan. This is the culmination. This is la culminación. 1, 2, sopranos get ready. 2.5, and 3. Thank you for everything. Alan, Folklorico, Mama Flo, Mama Gloria, thanks for everybody. Escamilla, our new mayor.
Thank you, Juan Felipe. Thank you all for the generous poetry. We're going to have a book signing in the lobby. We're going to do it right now. Juan Felipe and Alejandro and a few of the rest of us are going to be out there in a minute. If you need to get our books, they're in the lobby. The theater is closing soon, so what can I say? Buy your books now. Thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it. Good night, San Jose.